It's cold in my garage, and that's where I'm doing all the messy work for the Word Turtle Island arcade cabinet. And you get to see, like, here's the control surface in progress. There's gonna be like a big old keyboard right there, some light up buttons, hopefully, and then then a joystick controller with action buttons there. So it's like optional to, you know, play either way, you type or not. Anyway, and this is a dedicated cabinet to my game. Why am I talking about this when I'm often lately teaching about interactive design? Sometimes it's, well, I don't think it's sometimes, it's a lot of work to make something that is a playful experience for someone else. Even if that someone else is like the future you and whatnot, but, and sometimes, you know, game design and game development gets that, that reputation of just doing something that feels cool, which isn't on its own enough, but it's actually a useful building block to say, well, what am I gonna make that's gonna be, you know, fun and interesting for other people? And following that glow, that spark in, you know, that drives you, as long as you question it and dig deeper and think like, well, how would this work for other people and that kind of stuff. So, you know, the idea with this is, you know, not everyone has to play it in this arcade form, but it's gonna be this big visual thing. It's gonna have art on the back and art on the sides, and it's gonna be a beacon when I go to physical places to share my game. And that's part of the experience, the journey of, like, some people will have first discovered Word Turtle Island by seeing this odd device sitting somewhere with some glowing lights and bright art on the sides, and then go like, why are there so many buttons? You know, when they see the control surface actually, you know, ready to go. It's meant to evoke that curiosity, which, you know, games are good at that sort of piece of the journey to say, I'm going to call out to you. I'm going to use sounds. I'm going to use lights. I'm going to use, you know, like a build of a physical thing to call you to come check this out. And that's hopefully where things begin. But then thinking about how might that work for people and all that stuff. Digging deeper, that's the human-centered design. But then the point of this is to just remember that it's a lot of work to make to finish a thing, and purposefully take something in my case where, you know, I have a hypothesis that going physical with a video game that is just made by me, right? I mean, I am not like self-made and standalone and all that stuff. I am building upon many communities of work and deeply appreciating that. I am the person who's, you know, thought through this particular design and is integrating the work of many people. But I'm doing the coding and the art, you know, the sound, I mean, every bit of it, plus the game design, right? So I do think it's fair to say I'm a solo indie game developer when I'm not doing my indie, my interactive design teaching, right? And it's, you know, to get something ready so it's for someone else to use, that's a lot of work. To do something that's playful, that's a lot of work. But then I chose to add this other hypothesis that making the intangible tangible will lead to some great conversations. And hopefully my you know, belief is that by building this and reaching out and showing up in new places in the world, I'll find new connections and new community and all that. And that's what's driving me to build a physical thing, even though my game is, you know, it's out in the world. It's in a few different venues on Google Play and it's on Steam. But like doing this in some ways brings it to less people, but it'll be hopefully extra meaningful. Even if I go to a venue and only one person comes up to this and plays it, or if only like one person asks me like, wait a minute, did you make this? How does that work? And that'll be a connecting opportunity that's way different than if you found me in a search result, right? Anyway, lots behind this, and as there always is in doing design. And sharing some thoughts on this is hopefully an interesting interactive design food for thought.